Okay, and then we'll get started. Oh, good idea, yeah. Here, you want to throw this on my desk too? Whoops. Thank you. All set? Good evening, everyone. This is a meeting of the Finance Committee, Monday, November 10th, 2025, at 6:30 PM. And I wanted to hear a motion because Yoni has another commitment, so I'd like to have him go first, which is item 4 and item 5.
So motion to take up items 4 and 5 as a package.
Okay. So moved. All those in favor?
Aye.
To read that, do we have,
Nobody's online.
nobody's online?
Oh,
No? No
no,
voting
nobody's
online?
online. Nobody from the committee is online.
Okay.
Okay, so Yoni, you want to unmute yourself?
Yeah, hi. Can you
Hi.
hear me?
Yeah, and I'll read the item from Assistant City Solicitor Kathleen Dagan, Hoyoke PARC Grant Resolution Phase 2 Anniversary Hill. So you want to, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So this is a park grant through the State Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs. We got $425,000 towards the full restoration of Scott Tower and surrounding landscaping. In some ways, this is the third phase of a project that's been going on for a little while now. We did a land acquisition to the north. We used prior funding through this program, a different funding source, but the same agency, to build the accessible trail around to the tower. And now the time has come to focus on restoring the tower itself. So, it's going to be comprehensive, based on site plans that we have mostly developed. Restoring the entire base of the tower, capping it, replacing the stone steps with an aluminum spiral staircase, remortaring, and then some surrounding landscaping to tie it in with the rest of the restored area.
Do you have that?
And this is a 2-year
It's on
grant,
our desk.
so not looking to spend much in FY26. That'll be finalizing design and public bid support, and then construction in FY27. We already have $100,000 in CPA funding secured through a prior award that wasn't spent. And we're applying for the remaining of the balance of funds needed for the project, the current cycle. Just submitted the application on Friday. And then there's a package. This is similar to the Water Conservation Fund grant that we accepted in 2022. This program requires a resolution to formally accept the grant funding. So that's what's also here before you. And it's described the project and the available funding sources. And it's basically affirming the city has funds available to do the work and get reimbursed at the appropriate amount to $425,000 for the grant at the close of activity.
Okay, is this where that resolution comes in that we got, I think it was on our desk at our last meeting, to file and accept recreation grant with and from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts?
That's exactly it.
Okay, and what this says for us to do is now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Holyoke as follows, that the mayor be authorized to execute a contract with and accept grant funds from the Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs for the revitalization costs up to $425,000. Number 2, that the city of Holyoke be available for appropriation the entire cost of the revitalization of Anniversary Hill Park, which revitalization cost is $700,550. Number 3, that the mayor be authorized to enter into any agreement and execute any contracts or instruments necessary to effectuate the revitalization of Anniversary Hill Park. And number 4, that the mayor be authorized to take other actions necessary to carry out the terms, purpose, and conditions of the grant to be administered jointly by the Department of Office and Conservation and Sustainability and the city's Park and Recreation Department, including the authority to file on behalf of the city of Holyoke any and all applications necessary for the grants and reimbursements from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts that are deemed necessary. The mayor is here. I don't know if he wants to say anything about this, but it's pretty standard. Anybody have any questions for Yoni? Counselor Sullivan?
Yeah, thank you. Yoni, in the work being done on the tower, is this also going to be the graffiti, the things plastered in graffiti? Is that all part of it?
Yeah, we have a line item for cleaning the graffiti off.
Okay. Do you know precisely what method they're going to use on that? I just don't want to see a mistake like we made here at City Hall where we had a kind of an acid wash that has deteriorated some of the granite structure.
Oh boy, yeah, we don't want to do that. I don't know that off the top of my head. I can look into it and follow up with a communication.
Okay, just a heads up on that then as we go through
Oh,
with this. But aside from that, great work. This is,
So,
I can remember this when I was a kid, being up there picnicking with my family.
sure.
Yeah.
I remember Shmora Pool. I was a lifeguard. Anybody else have any questions for Yoni? Okay, and I think item 5, this is accepted and complied with. All those in favor? Aye. Now, item 5 looks like it's a kind of the same thing. Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs, Parkland Acquisitions and Renovations for Community Grant, Scotts Tower, $425,000, no match. So move we take that off the table. And Yoni, can you explain that a little bit?
So that's the item for the just accepting the grant funding, which is our standard.
Okay.
So that's the whole process I described, but I don't really have additional information. I mean, I do if you want, but that's the summary.
Counselor Sullivan?
Yeah, just back on number 4, I don't think we should do complied with. I think we have to send it with a recommendation for approval. Because
Okay, so-
it has to be a roll call vote on that.
Okay, so accepted and approved for item number 4.
Second?
All those in favor?
I
Okay, and how about item 5? Would that be
make a
the
motion
same?
to receive and accept the grant.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
receive and accept the grant. Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Okay, Yoni, you're all set. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you, Bob.
Okay, now we'll go back to the beginning of the agenda. Item number 1, the minutes of the October 27th, 2025 meeting.
Motion to accept.
Second?
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, then we have
Motion to take up item 2.
Mr. Diaz, if you want to come in and sit at a desk, and there's a microphone there, and if you press the button and see a green light, come on in, just push, yeah. And see the mic, if you push the button and see a green light, that means you can talk.
There you go.
Is there a green light? Okay. So this is from a petition from Ronald Diaz for livery service at 400 Hillside Avenue. And we have the livery service application. The make of the vehicle is a Chevy Suburban. Vehicle ID number is there. It's going to be garaged at 400 Hillside Avenue in Holyoke. Restrictions on operation of livery vehicles. In addition to the requirements set forth, excuse me a second, my fault, we take it up for discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, is hired on a pre-arranged basis with a minimum of 12 hours' notice, does not pick up haul fares on the street, does not contain a rate meter, and does not charge for services based upon miles traveled if the trip is less than 25 miles. Number 4 is operated by the name insured, an employee or an independent contractor of the name insured in attendance as chauffeur. Number 5, primary form of payment shall be by check or credit card or by U.S. mail billing system. Number 6, operates from home base fixed address, which is 400 Hillside Avenue. All vehicles will have two-way communication with its home base. And I'm assuming you've already seen this, or?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's everything on there.
And then Section 98-131, contracts subject to inspection. All contracts for transportation in the livery vehicle are subject to inspection by the city police department and/or the city council to assure that no livery vehicles are being used as taxi cabs. Section 98-132, livery markings prohibited. A licensed livery vehicle shall bear no external markings of any type except provided herein unless otherwise determined by the chief of police, nor shall such vehicle be equipped with any distinguishing lights or other external mounted instruments. And then Section 98-133, use of livery vehicle as a taxi cab. Any livery vehicle operating illegal as a taxi cab may result in immediate suspension, revocation of the driver and owner's license. And I know that you read this because you signed it.
Yeah.
So does anybody have any questions of Ronald?
I'd just like to, I'm Cocaine Givner. I'd just like to hear what made you come up with this. I think it's a good idea. We love new businesses in Holyoke, so.
Yeah, definitely. I come from a commercial driving background, tractor trailer, and I want to like shy away from that, like stay away from that. So I became like more familiar with the livery business, which is like transporting passengers, BAP members, or whatever events. My brother, he's the one who's been in the industry for many years, right, at the moment, and he's the one that started getting me involved in it, and I already took the first step, and I'm already operating. I just need the livery license just so I can get the Massport authorization, basically. But I'm contracted through Uber. I'm doing Uber commercial at the moment.
Okay.
So the livery license is just so I can get access to like runways at the airports and limo premium pickups. Yeah. So.
And I noticed you have your certificate of registration
Yeah.
and a copy of your licenses there. Go ahead.
Nope, that was it for me. Yeah.
Anybody, Michael?
Just a trivial question here.
Yeah. Go ahead.
On your CDL,
Yes.
because I've got a Class B, yours is Class A. What's the M for?
Motorcycle.
Yeah,
Oh.
motorcycle.
It says
got
AM.
okay.
So I got like,
Got it.
so it says AM. It's confusing. So why it
Yeah.
says AM?
Yeah, I just know now they have different ones. Some are restricted to just an automatic transmission and all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. All right, that was my only question.
There
Okay.
you go.
Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thanks, Ronald.
Now, have you guys? You're welcome. Have you guys addressed the little confusion between the police inspection? Because they don't. When I tried doing it at first, they don't know what's the whole process after that.
Okay, so you already gone to the police station?
I already went, and then
You already went and they didn't inspect your,
they didn't. Well,
or they
they
didn't?
wanted to wait until this day.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what's the process. Apparently, they haven't done it
Okay.
in forever.
Go
But
ahead.
the city clerk said that there's like records of what the type of inspection they done. They all confused because they're like,
Yeah.
we're not inspectors.
So
we-
did you go to the city clerk's office to get paperwork? Is that what you just said?
They say they have records.
Okay.
I was going to ask Jeffrey what happens next, because usually all the things that happen here miraculously go somewhere from, and Jeffrey sends them. So, Jeffrey?
You can unmute, Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the process. Things come through the city council, but as far as what happens with other departments, that's not something I'm familiar with. I mean, based on like other discussions, like with other applications, sometimes departments do want to see the council's approval before they'll do their thing. I know that's happened with the fire department before with some applications, so maybe that's what's happening here.
Okay. And will that be in the city clerk's office?
I'm just hypothesizing what's probably happening. It probably, maybe the city clerk's office can answer that question, because I'm not sure. That's my guess. Is the police department might just want to see this step happen first.
Okay, go ahead. Counselor Sullivan?
Okay, so Ronald, what'll happen is, this is gonna go from our committee to the full council next Tuesday. All right, where
we-
you get voted on there, you don't have to
You don't have to be
show
here.
up. So the clerk's office won't have anything until at the earliest
Yeah.
Wednesday morning of next week.
Okay,
So that's probably when you should check with them.
okay, perfect. And then probably by then, they
Yeah.
should be able to tell me. All right.
And I just gave you my email and phone number so I can
Well,
help
that way
follow
you-
up with it.
Great.
Cool, that sounds great, yeah. No
And the
rush.
city clerk's office is right on this floor.
I know where it is.
That's good. Okay, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Me too. Okay, so we got item number 3, motion to take it off the table. It's from the city auditor, Tanya Mears, FY 2026 supplemental budget communication and budget book. And I'd like to take a motion to send this to the full council. And I'm not sure if we're gonna do it the same way that we do the regular budget, where we make cuts. Does anybody have an opinion?
Do we want to hear
Why
from
did
the
we
mayor?
We could
Table it,
hear from
yeah.
the mayor. Yes. Have a seat, and there you go.
Good evening, counselors.
Good evening.
What you have in front of you is a supplemental budget. We've done this before. The exercise I pursue, obviously, as you're aware, the budget's constantly flowing from the time we set it, then July 1st hits, and the budget's always an assumption of what we think we're going to need, then things happen or don't happen. And as we get closer, prior to setting the tax rate, we do additional shifts and transfers, getting closer to hit our target. I know the word supplemental means we're supplementing, we're adding, but in the budget in front of you is to right size it, and it actually doesn't add, it decreases from the levy limit. So what's in front of you, I try to simplify it as much as I can. There's a form in front of you with bullets in what those changes are, with a correction on one of them that I'll explain in a moment. But either way, we're looking at an overall reduction of the city budget with this supplemental, which the council will vote up or vote down or whatever the case. So to your question, Madam Chair, yeah, I think you're looking at these in front of you as proposed, and you could do nothing. You can vote it down or
Some of these we did take up at a finance meeting, I
Yeah,
remember, but not everybody was online for us to ask them questions.
yeah, with your
ahead.
permission. So, my thoughts are to send the entire package as is back to the full council. The way we've done it, I believe, is to, if somebody's got
Yep.
a change in any one single line item, that's their chance to make that cut. However, the same as a regular city budget, we can't add it or move anything around,
Correct.
right?
Right,
And just send it from committee there, and if anybody's got any
I do-
objections to any one particular line item, they can take it up at that time.
I do want to bring to your attention one oversight here, if we can make sure that it's protected. Down at the DPW Highways and Bridges Division, but part of the budget, in front of you,
Page?
well, I just have my notes.
Oh, it's
Oh, it's on the front page?
Okay.
Highways and Bridges
You have
Division.
the actual budget in front of you?
Yep,
The actual, so if you go to Highways and Bridges Division portion of the DPW budget,
yeah,
I don't have the account number in front of me though, but it is titled Property Maintenance Workers line.
yeah. Reduce 61,914 from property maintenance worker line.
So that's an oversight. There is a body in that position. So
Okay.
we don't want to touch it.
So are we deleting it?
So you don't.
Yes. So if you're bringing it forward to the full council, and if you cannot, if you're going to make your vote with the exception to that one,
Okay.
we don't want to reduce that.
So increased HMEO line by 33.9 to add an additional position. That was done.
So coming into the new fiscal year, we were balancing the budget, and a series of positions that were unfilled were cut, and the HMEO line was one of them. I think about 2 or 3 of those roles. Mike, do you recall? I think it was probably about 3 HMEOs.
Yeah, there was 2 HMEOs from the highway.
Make sure it's on.
And this is an attempt to put one of them back. We do have a lot of applicants. I've been doing a lot of work on catching up on our staffing that we've been down on for quite some time. And Samir has pointed out the property maintenance and demolition worker, the oversight, I think, stemmed from back when things were being submitted. I wasn't in this position, but
Right.
the person who's in the property maintenance and demolition worker right now, the salary hasn't been drawn on in front of everyone yet because he's been out on an injury.
Okay,
And we have to draw his workers' compensation out of that line. So we need to preserve that line and for the time being.
what specifically should that say? Because right now, I'm confused.
It'd be as it was originally budgeted. So we're not reducing it by 33,900.
Okay, so that we're gonna delete, the
What-
33.9.
No. We're gonna leave that the same and not vote any reduction in that line. Is what what I'm bringing
Okay,
forward to
so
requesting.
nobody can reduce that.
Yeah. So remember, as you heard from Mr. Gallagher, the position wasn't drawn from. So there was this assumption at that time when we were putting this together that there was no body in that role.
Okay,
Turns out that person's in workers' comp. They'll be back. We don't want to eliminate that because that's
Okay.
that person's salary.
all right,
So in this supplemental is a reduction of 33.9, but what we're saying is don't reduce it
right,
and keep it the same.
okay. And how about the 61,914?
Oh, sorry. Forgive me.
Excuse me.
We're talking about the 61.9
Oh, okay,
14. That's the one we don't want to reduce.
So
yeah, okay, why don't,
whoever, yep.
ladies before gentlemen. Okay,
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to be clear, this is on page 35, and it's line item 51106. And I see it here, budgeted at 61914. Currently, the supplemental is at 0, and we would like to have that at 61914.
what page are you? did you
Page
get the pages?
35.
That line, the 61914,
Yes. Should not be 0, it should be 61914.
right. We don't want to reduce it to 0.
Okay, we're.
That was an oversight.
It's 511106. Here.
And the increase in the HMEO line by 33,900, like I said, we go through this exercise, we budget conservatively until we understand what our true revenue limits and capacities are. And as we get closer to tax rate setting, you make your adjustments accordingly, depending how well your revenue estimations are. And here, there was a request by the DPW if we can put back AHMEO so that we did get, we had recently had a job fair, for the lack of a better term, and got some candidates that can potentially fill that role.
So the 61,914 is no longer minus?
Right.
Okay. Get rid of those. And the 33,9, it stays, or is that gone? That's the
That's a new position.
property maintenance and demolition
That's the
worker.
supplemental.
So it's staying.
That's the request.
Okay. I think I got it. You guys got it? Counselor Sullivan?
Yeah. So therefore, the overall reduction is no longer 361,570.
right.
It's now 299,836.
That is right. 299,656.
299,656?
No, 836?
When I did my calculations, it was 656, but the overall reduction
You're right.
was anticipated to be 361,570, and by putting back that 61,914, it is now 99,656.
299,656? Or
That's the-
99?
299.
296,56? Okay.
And if you, the biggest reduction in the budget was due to the final state numbers per the formula of the Chapter 70. So that overall department budget was reduced by 416,837. But with all the adjustments proposed in this supplemental, we're now looking at an overall reduction of the budget of $299,656.
All right. All right, so we're all set with that. A motion that we'll send that with those corrections to the full city council.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so,
Second, point of order. So we're amending an order that was sent to us. So we can amend it here in committee and send it that way? Or do we have to file a new order?
I think we can amend it.
I think we can amend it, yeah. Should we ask Mike?
So you sure? Because I'm just thinking if
I just want to make sure we get it right and not find out we have to send it
That's
back to
true.
committee
Committee,
again.
yeah,
Delay this thing another month.
we'll file a new page
Okay,
with that
Okay.
one change,
that'll be easier, I think. having a new
assuming
page.
that the council's okay with it.
Okay.
Jeffrey got his hand up.
Madam Chair, I just wanted to make sure you saw that Aaron Vega's on to talk about
I
his
just saw him
section of
now. Yeah, just saw him now. Okay, and Jeff, what item is his? The stained glass windows?
No, he's part of the supplemental budget.
So in the budget book, if you go to planning department's budget,
Yeah,
you'll see on contracted services line, which, by the way, is the one thing missing in my notes here, my oversight. On the contracted services line, you'll see, you got it in front of you? Account number,
are you looking
Page
for, at
17.
the budget that, and what page is it?
17.
17.
so if you go down to contracted services, you'll see $42,000, and Aaron Vega was gonna speak to.
Do you have a number? Oh, you probably don't.
Not in front of me, no.
Contracted services.
53010 is the account line.
Down here, okay. All right, and what about that?
Well, Aaron, I believe, jumped on so he can speak to it.
Okay. Aaron, do you want to?
Yep, sure. Good evening, councilors. Good evening, Mayor. So Aaron Vega, OPED Director. So what you have before you is a request for additional funds and contracted services. Three main buckets that we'll be using it for. The first is $30,000. The bulk of it is an agreement between the mayor, OPED, and HEDIC to combine funds and have a brownfield coordinator. We've already gone through the RFP process, and PAR Engineering, who has offices in Holyoke and around the state, has been selected, and they would be our consultants when it comes to brownfield projects for the office, both in terms of helping us apply for grants and deal with projects, but also to be able to provide some external services to property owners that are looking to deal with their own brownfield issues. We'd be able to provide them a few hours of consulting to help them navigate all the different grants and regulations. So this is a really great opportunity for, again, OPED to provide some additional services, both to our business owners, but also internally for our own projects. And again, this is a combination with HEDIC funds. I believe somewhere there's an order to accept funds from HEDIC as well. But so this will be the mayor's portion of that. And it would be great to have this contracted services and again, provide more information to our projects and externally. The rest of the additional request, part of it is for our ERIS, our ESRI system, our mapping system. The good news is that we've been able to hold on to a subscription for our mapping, our JS mapping, at about $900 a year for the last couple of years, despite the fact that our membership or our account policy has definitely been deleted. No other organizations can get in at that rate, but the time has come that we need to upgrade our subscription. They've been really great to work with. We actually have been given currently the upgrade in our use. So we have our ArcGIS Pro ability. So our planning team is able to access the additional services through our mapping, and we've been doing some great updates on the mapping. But again, we've been able to get our subscription at less than $1,000 for the last couple of years. So that subscription is going to go up to $3,000. So I wanted to make sure that it was in the budget. We could pay for it this fiscal year and then budget for it next fiscal year. They will prorate anything that we pay. But again, as we get, things get a little tricky, that May, June, July time period, and this bill is due in June. They've also been very good to work with us because we're often late. So this is going to be an upgrade to our subscription for our mapping GIS system. And then the last chunk of it is, not exactly what we wanted to do, but we're getting it done. I know it's been brought up at City Council. We will have a lot of our minutes updated. We do have contract service to do a lot of the past planning board minutes from like a couple of years ago before Brianna was on board. We just got about 20 sets of minutes that the planning board is reviewing and will be approving from a few years back. So. Some of that funds will go to continue and close out our contracted services to get our minutes updated and get them all online. So both planning, HEDIC and HRA minutes are coming through. They've been approved. Again, we're just struggling to get the staff to get it online, but working with the current staff to get a lot of the minutes on board online. So you'll see a lot more of those coming online the next couple of weeks. And again, trying to address the backlog of planning board minutes. So some of that contracted services money will go to finish that out. So those are the three main buckets for the contracted services request in the supplemental budget for OPED.
Okay. Mayor, that is not on your page,
On the summary page, no.
right?
Yeah,
So if you could add it, maybe?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Did you have a question?
Just one for the mayor and just for Aaron. At last Thursday's council meeting, we accepted the donation from HEDIC for $30,000. So that
Okay.
you're all set with
Great.
that. Yeah.
Okay, that's the match. And excellent, great news. So we can't sign that contract till the funds are in place. Yes, so thank you for that. Great.
Okay. And Mayor, is there anything else, any other similar things like the OPED one that are not on the summary page?
No, that was the only one.
Okay.
Say it's
Counselor
going
Givner?
through 28 pages or 36 pages.
I tried my best to.
Hey,
but Sometimes
Okay.
something sneaks by me, but you guys are so good with
Counselor
finding
Givner.
it, so that's good.
Thank you, Madam Chair. To Aaron Vega, I just had a question. If you could just go back to the beginning, you ran through that pretty quick.
Sure.
What is brownfield? What is that? And what three offices are combining to do this work? Like you said, this is going to be one person doing consulting for three different.
No, so what, so let me just, so what's a brownfield or what's the money for?
So, first,
Yeah.
what's brownfield?
Okay, contaminated property. Contaminated property that DEP will you often have a use restriction on, and often brownfields may be due to former auto uses, oils and gasolines poured into the ground. We don't want to have that happen. We also have smaller brownfield situations, if you will, hazardous materials, say at Haberman's hardware store, we've got to remove paints and paint thinners and all that kind of stuff. So, but this would really be a consultant for OPED to use when we come up, as we start to purchase property, if we're going to purchase property, part of what has to be done is a phase 1 and a phase 2 to get the environmental reviews. We're not, obviously don't have experts on staff for that, so we could be utilizing a contracted service for that, and then also help us provide, Mass DEP has a number of grants out there, so again, having that support from an engineering service to help us write grants to deal with brownfield remediation if the city was to purchase any property. That's the bulk of it. And then similar to how I use my housing consultant, that was brought on with state money. And we've had a lot of this, if a private property owner contacts the city and says, hey, I want to clean up my brownfields, I can't get a grant, I can't sell my property till I deal with this tank that's in the ground or whatever it may be, we could offer them 5 or 6 hours of consulting services to help them navigate, what's available out there for funding. If that individual wants to continue working with our consultant, it'd be on their dime, but we could give them a couple hours of consulting to kind of help them navigate the terrain, if you will, for all the different funding. Mass Development has funding, Mass DEP has funding, so there's a lot of different grants and opportunities to deal and clean up brownfield situations in our city.
Thank you. Thank you very
Yep.
much. That clears it up.
Okay.
And
then
Anything else
the
on the
other-
budget?
Yep,
All right, thank you, Aaron.
yep.
The mayor's going to add you to
Okay,
the budget, the first page that we have in front of us, so thank
Okay.
you very much.
absolutely. Anything else you need, just let me know.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you. All right, so can we continue now on our regular agenda?
I guess so.
Okay. A motion, what,
I just want to be clear, what have we done with this now?
with what? You got your hand over it, the budget? It's being sent to the full city council. And if anybody wants to make cuts or anything like that, that's the time to do it. They may accept it right off.
I'm not sure that's what we're doing. I think we have to get an amended one from the mayor.
Yeah, I said
Yeah.
I was gonna submit a new budget,
Okay.
page.
Okay, yeah, just the front page.
But I
So
think you
motion
guys are
to send this amended budget to the full city council.
Second?
Second?
All those in favor? Aye. Okay, thank you, Mayor.
Aye.
So we can explain that when we get that front page. Okay? So now we go, the next item I have is order that in accordance with MGL Chapter 44, Section 53A, the City Council hereby accepts the provision of the Complete Streets Grant, Race Street, $285,631.88, no match. I'm assuming, Mike, you're here for that? Why don't you come up to, or sit down if you want, or come up to the mic? There should be, everybody have a second page? I do. Okay. Yeah, sit if you want. Sure. From what I can see, if you don't mind, it says that you were awarded $285,631.88 through the Complete Streets Program to fund construction improvements on Race Street between Sargent and Cabot. Okay.
Yes, and this is like, be part of the funding for the entire project. Will be a multi-phase funding. From what I understand, that there'll also be cannabis funds being used for that section of Ray Street, and this project will help to tie in to the Center City project that's will be ending at Ray Street and Cabot.
Yeah, I have that, but that's the next item,
Yeah,
so
but
we'll
this-
get into that.
Yeah, Victoria will actually get into that
Yeah,
one with you.
Victoria's
But
here, so.
this,
Anybody have any questions of Mike about this particular grant for Ray Street? No? Okay, so a motion to approve the grant?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so that's that one. And it goes right into the next one, which is what you were kind of talking about. Ordered that in accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53A, the City Council hereby accepts the provisions of Mass DOT Center City Connector 3 Project Grant, $5,341,978.91, no match. So move we take it off the table for discussion. And Mike, are you going to talk about that, or is
defer
Victoria?
this to Victoria.
Okay, hello, Victoria.
Hi, just make sure my Zoom is gonna unmute me. Yeah, okay, sorry. So the grant agreement that's for Center City is actually a grant. It's not to accept money from them, and I guess as you've read it, it just sounded different than what I thought. But it's an agreement with DOT for the Center City project. They have bid it out, they have a low bidder, their bid has been reviewed, their qualifications checked, et cetera. Part of the state transportation improvement program is that if the construction cost goes above 110%, so that's like based on the low bid and then they add 10%. If it goes above 110%, then that cost is the responsibility of the municipality, as well as any potential design changes that come up during construction. Like if all of a sudden something was in the wrong place or something and we needed to use the design consultant to look into something, an issue like a revised drawing, that would be the city's responsibility as well. So there's a DOT agreement for that over 110% in the event that happens. I'm gonna give two pieces from the design of engineering. We've already sort of encumbered that amount of money by, it's included in the existing agreement that we have right now with DHB. The money has not been spent, but it's about $59,000, and that is using Chapter 90 funding, which is what funded the original design. For this contingency, because I thought it would be strange to sign an agreement saying that you're gonna take on any costs that exceed the budgeted amount, but not know where that was coming from, I did put a hold on $100,000 of Chapter 90 funds for that in a backup plan, and we got the approval for that. So the way that could potentially work is that in the situation that it went over 110%, if we had to incur costs, we could either use that Chapter 90, ask for additional Chapter 90. I'm not necessarily advocating for that avenue. Or we could, or another funding source could be, secured at that time when you know what the costs are. I just wanted to be able to demonstrate that there was a hold on some amount of money, in that unfortunate event, if that makes any sense. So
Okay, and from what it says here too on the paperwork that I have, action items, the mayor and Lisa Ball, city solicitor, to sign the new CASL. Has that been done, Mayor? Do you know?
I think so. I have
You
it.
think so? Okay,
The CASL, yeah.
okay. And let's see. And then bring agreement to the council for approval, which is what we have. So questions, anybody? Counselor Sullivan.
Yeah, thank you, Victoria. This is another great grant for the city, but could you be exactly
Thank you.
what the type of work being done is?
Center City, so the Center City Connector project, it's like the third phase of the project. It includes work on Cabot Street from about the Millimansett Bridge down to Ray Street, and then from Ray Street at Cabot to Appleton. It includes bike lanes, on-street parking, intersection improvements. The list of long ordinance changes for stop signs and parking and stuff that you guys have recently seen at council was associated with the project. And it's the city paid for the design, which was about $1 million, but the state will be paying for the construction phase of this $5 million. And then Holyoke Water is also doing some water work as part of the project as well.
Right, so that was the key part for me, is the underground utilities piece, right? So a
Yeah.
lot of the design work is being done there, but none of the replacement is included in this grant, right?
There is some water work that is part of the contract. It's just not part of that 5 million. It was bid all together by DOT as one project, and I think the Holyoke Water agreement has been brought in at an earlier time. So Holyoke Water, paid VHB at the same time to incorporate water upgrades. HG&E has been aware of the project throughout the design phase and has made necessary changes. So is there the potential for some utility conflicts? Certainly. But there has been a lot of, time put into it, throughout the design to either do test fits to verify, to work with the utilities, to review the plans.
Yeah, no.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, no, I get all that. I just want to be clear so everybody understands that in addition to the work that can be done with this grant, the water lines there that have to be replaced are 150 years old. They're from 1875. So it's, in my mind, mandatory, or we're going to have a new water body in town called Lake Cabot down there. And as best as I can gather, that's going to be in excess of $1 million on top of this that Holyoke Water Works is
Correct.
going to have to put in. So I just want to get that on record so that when we talk about water rates in the near future, everybody's aware of what's going on and the load that's being placed on our water department here. And in
Yeah,
my
they
mind,
have
this is absolutely mandatory, because if we do this kind of street improvement and don't fix the ticking time bomb that's underneath there, 150-year-old cast iron pipes, like I said, envision Lake Cabot down there. So we can have paddle.
So Holyoke Water did bring, Holyoke Water has a separate agreement with DOT that, yes, it's part of the same project to authorize that $1.5 million, maybe $2 million. So they have that. So the total project as it was bid is it's the 5.5 plus the water piece of it. I'm bringing you just sort of, they're separating out the site work, and they've separated out what is water, because in their mind, water is non-participating.
Right, got it.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Those are good questions, Mike. Anybody else have any comments? So,
Motion
right
to
here.
accept the grant?
Is there a motion for 6, 7, and 8?
Can I just make one clear thing?
I gotta do these
The
separate.
motion, I think, should be that we're signing the agreement, because it's not about accepting a grant, like the DOT is paying for it. It's about acknowledging the agreement where the city is agreeing to pay more than if the cost over 110%, the city is acknowledging that cost will need to be borne by the city, and DOT will not pay for that part.
Okay. Counselor Givner, is your hand up? Okay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to point out that our materials are a little mixed up here, so. Item 6 on our end is, accepting the provisions of the Complete Streets Grant. That's the first thing we talked about. Is that what we're motioning for
I
currently?
am not. I thought mine was number 8. when I
Right,
was
that's
looking
why
at
I'm,
the
that's why I'm
agenda.
clear.
Okay.
That's why I'm clarifying, so you're talking about number 8.
Okay.
We need to first, I think I need to make a motion to accept the provisions of the Complete Streets Grant for item number 6.
Second?
Now, okay, what I have is Mass DOT Center City Connector, that's what I just read.
This is 6.
God, this is so confusing.
I know, so this is 6, this is 7, and
Okay, so,
this is
we
8,
did this
yeah.
already, the 285, we did that.
We didn't vote on any of them.
No,
Mike just talked about that.
Which Mike?
I'm sorry.
We did,
Mike
but we
Gallagher.
didn't vote on any.
Did he speak in the mic?
About everything.
Okay, so okay, to stop the confusion here, we had read the order about the $285,631.88 no match grant, and Mike Gallagher from the DPW explained that, and apparently we just didn't take a vote to accept the grant. So I'd like a motion to accept the grant.
So moved.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, good catch. Okay,
And then I would make a motion for item 7 to accept the Mass Preservation Project
yep, let me read that.
grant for $65,000.
Yeah, I'll read that order. Okay, because I've got it here. So take up item number 7, that in accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53A, the City Council hereby accepts the provisions of Mass Preservation Project City Hall Stained Glass Windows Grant, $65,000 no match. Motion to take it off the table.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Who is going to be talking about this? Mike Gallagher from DPW.
Yeah, from the, basically, from all the information I've been given, this grant is to complete the final phase of restoring the stained glass windows in City Hall, particularly up in the ballroom upstairs.
Oh, nice.
Great. Any other questions or comments?
No, we've seen this numerous times. It's been going on for 10 years. So if this is the last one,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
So a motion to accept the grant?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now,
Now we're on 8, that
okay.
Victoria just talked about.
I thought we just, my 8 is that $5 million that we just talked about.
Yeah, we never voted on it.
Okay, so we're going to take a motion to vote and, well, she said not to accept it. I received and accept the grant.
So it's not a grant.
No, I know. Victoria, what did you tell us as far as?
So it's not a grant, it's an agreement with
To sign the
DOT,
agreement. Yeah, to sign
and
the
it is to, it is because so excluding water, which 100% is necessary, as Mike Sullivan talked about, and is sort of in a different agreement, it's acknowledging two things, that anything above 110% of the construction value, which they're noting as the $5.341 million, anything that goes over that would be the responsibility of the city, as well as any design, like any need for engineering design services, to look at something that might come up during construction. We do have that design money allocated. I do have $100,000 saved in a sort of hold account, if you will, in Chapter 90. We'll obviously know as it gets into construction if this gets enacted. It may not at all. I just wanted to give you guys something to, you know what I mean, like to know where money could come from. So it's just acknowledging that that was signed, and that would be it.
Okay, Counselor Givner?
So I'm just because the order says that we're looking to accept the provisions of a no match grant. I understand that attached items outline this very complicated agreement of what we might pay and where you have some cash sitting. But I'm sorry to confuse this more, but I don't think this is the right order for what we're trying to do right now. This order asks us to accept a grant, but what you're asking us to do is accept the provisions of a grant where none of the numbers that you're talking about are in this order. And so I think it's just a little confusing. And it's going to be
I've
hard to
got
get
the-
it passed.
I've got the order here.
Yeah.
And the $5 million is there, no match.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have that, or? And then it's got the,
If it says no match, that's not the correct wording, and I would agree, and I think that led to some of the confusion, on top of all of the C, like Center City, Complete Streets. But I guess maybe one could decide it's a grant agreement, except for they're not really passing the money through us. So in my mind, it's more about acknowledging that we
So-
would sign this agreement.
That's great. So we get orders and we can approve orders and send them to council for a vote. We don't have an order that says anything that you're talking about. So that's where I'm a stickler here. But that's not what, Madam Chair, Victoria is not talking about a no match grant for $5 million. She's talking about a grant for $3 million where there's another $2 million that comes into play and another $100,000 in an account somewhere. This doesn't say any of that. So if we vote on this, this is not what Victoria's talking about.
so what should we be doing?
I think we need a order that reflects this project properly so we can actually vote on it or discuss it. I mean, you don't have to come back and discuss it probably, Victoria, but we can't vote on an order that we don't have.
So what you're saying is this order here that I have
Yeah.
is not the right order.
I don't think so, because if we vote on that, Victoria's saying it's not a no match grant for $5 million. So we could accept it if we want, but that's not what we're getting.
So
Counselor Sullivan?
can I make a suggestion here similar to what we did earlier tonight with the budget, supplemental budget? Can we go?
Go ahead, Mayor.
The only concern that I have is that on the agenda that was filed and forwarded to committee by council, I mean, and what Victoria is looking for, open meeting, appropriately posting on agenda discussions. What you're approving is not at all what was posted originally. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
so what you can do is, send it back. We refile,
Yeah.
and then you can choose to clarify and take it up on the floor. Send it to committee and reevaluate,
So-
and then send it back to council. But I think Councilor Givner is absolutely correct. It's inaccurate. So it'd
So
be
where do we send
inappropriate.
it back to?
Who do we send it back to?
Whoever to the auditor, right?
To the auditor?
Right, or whoever filed the
Counselor Devine, we're sending it back to you.
sending it back to Pat.
It's under my
Send
name
it back
because
to
I'm chair of
DPW.
finance.
Yeah.
But is
Or-
it
oh,
from the
yeah.
auditor?
Or to the DPW, it sounds like Victoria's probably the best person to clarify all the language for this order.
Yeah, I can clarify with the auditor and the solicitor's office what maybe the language should be, and I know the auditor has been trying to get a lot of grants on there, so, maybe they can, like the mayor said, bring the revised language. Maybe council can talk about it since we did talk about the items on it, but either way, even if it gets referred back and, that's sort of okay with me, because I agree, the language is not accurate.
I think the proper you've done before, vote to withdraw, right? If it's no longer relevant.
Okay.
I don't know.
So do I hear, did you have another question?
Yeah, and we got Mike Bissonette on line too. Could we get Mike on?
Mike, Bissonette, I think Mike Sullivan has a question.
Counselor Sullivan?
Yeah, thanks, Mike. The project itself and all the numbers and the scope of the work and all of that isn't going to change. It's it's just the wording on the order that came to us, how it's presented. So, without violating open meeting laws, right? We've discussed it here. Can we just send it back looking for an amendment saying it's, you know, that we're accepting the project with the attached conditions that we discussed here tonight, that it's not a grant, and it has those following conditions with the 10%,
110%.
100, which boils down to, you know, anything over that would be on the city. So it's, you know, in other words, striking the no match piece and the fact that it's not a grant. I'm looking, how can we expedite this without dragging it out another month and get the ball rolling on this? As I understand it, the contractor's already in line for it. It's already been bid by the state. So, and my concern is what we're sitting on underground there. I can tell you, none of those valves, you couldn't shut any of those valves right now. If anything happens down there, any road work at all, it's going to be a monstrous, one of the worst. It'll make the flood up at the high school or that they had up there, anything look like a couple of raindrops. The water pressure down there is 130 pounds. Anyways, that's
Mayor,
fine.
my personal feeling is give us leave to withdraw and get a new order.
Yeah.
But Mayor, did you?
Mayor Mike, we're trying to figure out what's the appropriate thing to do.
You're giving me deja vu here, Mayor. The state repaved all of Granby Road in Chicopee, and 6 months after they did, 2 water mains blew up because they were over 100 years old, and the state didn't include fixing them. So this is a good thing, I would think, that you only dig the road up once and can include the water department work necessary to modernize. But all you have here is in the context of accepting the grant, included in that is the authorization for you, Mayor, to go ahead and sign a contract with DOT on behalf of the city. In that contract, as in all of the contracts since 2003, there's 110% provision. The state doesn't want to get caught having to pay for cost overruns, is basically the genesis of that.
I see.
So in every single grant, it will say no match because at the moment, there is no match. We don't know if it's going to go over, under, if anything beyond the contingency is needed. So, but this is a typical region-wide grant funding setup. The order doesn't seem to be anything beyond what has been discussed in the context of what was posted. And that's how you have to look at it from an OPM standpoint. Is there enough information in that order about what it's about so that the general public in viewing the agenda can say to themselves, I understand what that is, much more than just say a book and a page or a zoning lot number. There's some identification there about what this is. So I wouldn't be concerned about how the 5.6 million number was arrived at, what that includes, or about the no match. I think the discussion for anyone interested has been explanatory and very clear. So I would encourage the committee to go ahead and recommend it to the council, and that perhaps as an addendum to the order, a breakdown could be provided that would be an addendum to that order explaining these consequences for cost overruns, for delays, and anything else that may be appropriate to be added to the order.
Go ahead.
So what you're telling me, Mike, is we could put this through just as it is right now and it would be fine?
I believe it's, if your only concern is are you satisfying the open meeting law?
No.
If that's the question, that you have satisfied it. If you want to move this forward, one of my recommendations for further clarity would be to add an addendum to this, just outlining any of those things that you want further delineated. Like if you want an explanation of how the 5.6 came to be, here are the pieces. If you want the 110 provision spelled out, you can even add the contract, the proposed contract with the state to it. Anything that's discussed or provided at these meetings automatically should be included as addendums to the minutes in any event. So that might be a suitable way to go for your next council meeting, to add that. And also, as Councilor Sullivan points out, time is a bit of the essence as construction season is not going to get any warmer here. So with it already bid, this may be a way to shave some time off.
Counselor Givner. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I guess I would just ask, Victoria, would you be able to provide an addendum to the order in time for the next meeting?
City Council?
Yes, I can. I'm sorry that I maybe made it more confusing. I just wanted to make sure I was being clear about what was sort of being acknowledged, but as I hear Mike Bissonet's explanation, I'm like, okay, if I go by that, yes, then it was perfectly fine to begin with. But yes, I will put together, I had a draft
Just because
started, I will put together that. So it
I'm
just
sure
makes
if
it very
we-
clear.
I'm sure if we have all these questions, once it gets to full council, they're going to have 1,000 questions. So if you have a one pager, maybe not a string of emails, but like one explanation of the cost breakdown, that's very straightforward to add as an addendum, that would be awesome.
To the order that we were working on. So, did you want to make a motion?
Yeah, motion to approve.
Mike had to.
Oh,
Sorry,
I'm
sorry.
Mike.
What,
Mike.
Mike Gallagher?
Yeah, Victoria, something came to my mind. Would this have been actually a grant that was issued to Mass DOT?
I don't know how they filter the federal money. It's kind of like I don't know, could be sort of like a grant. They're not giving us the money to pass through our books, but still a grant, and they're still giving it to us, I guess. So, I think I'm on board with the solution, and I can put it together on one page, not in lots of emails. You will be happy with, I think, how I summarize the information so that when you bring it back to council, it will make sense.
Counselor Givner?
That's it.
Or so?
I'm good.
That's it?
On the motion?
Okay, so on the motion, that Victoria will be sending an addendum to this order. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Okay, we just got a couple more that have been laid on the table that I talked to the makers of the order, and they said to go ahead and put it as complied with. One would be, and again, I've got item 10, but I don't know what everybody else has. Murphy Ramboletti ordered that the city council invite the mayor, police department, and relevant financial department heads to a future meeting of the finance committee to provide an update on the status of off-duty police account and former vendor off-duty blue. Motion to take it off the table.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. This goes back, the first time it was done was 3/19/24, and it's been tabled. Last time it was tabled was 9/11/24, and when I spoke to Tessa Murphy Ramboletti, she said to go ahead and put it complied with. So I would,
Motion that item 10 be complied with.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then we have another one here from Murphy Ramboletti.
Motion to take up item 11.
Okay, 11/7/24, in an effort to provide clarity for all counselors and the public, ordered that the law department provide guidance or a memo that outlines the number of votes required for different items related to finance ordinance, real estate, and other relevant voting topics. The last time it was tabled was January of 2025, and she also said that that could be complied with.
A motion that item 11 be complied with.
Second.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Do we have any other, Mike, that we,
Did we do 16, 17, 18?
oh, yes, I'm sorry. Okay,
Motion, are they a package?
yes.
They're
Motion to take up items 16, 17, and 18 as a package.
Thank you, Mike. and Mayor? Thank you. Okay. Item 16, be 11/7/24, from Mayor Garcia, 2023 signed MOU, HPD roll call. Item 17, 11/7/24, from Mayor Garcia, 2021 signed MOU, HPD roll call. Item 18, 11/7/24, HPD off-duty blue service agreement. And
Motion that items 16, 17, and 18 be received
and complied with?
and complied with.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody else?
Nope.
No? What's
Yeah, item 20.
20?
Motion to take up item 20.
Okay, item 20, 4/1/25 from Health Benefit Trust meeting, minutes from December 4th, 2024, January 13th, February 24th, and March 10th, 2025. Motion that they be received.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item 22 has already been done, taken care of.
Motion
That's
to give item 22 leave to withdraw.
Well, no, because I don't even think we need to take it up. The mayor did put money in the budget.
Oh, I thought you
originally,
said we did
so,
it already.
Yeah, so we don't have to do that.
Well, should we say complied with?
Okay, fine.
Right.
Item 22, order that the Commission on Disabilities be invited to the Finance Committee to discuss Mass General Laws, Chapter 40, Section 22G, which will officially set aside funds from handicap parking violation fines into an independent budget. And that has been done, so
Motion that item 22 be complied with.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody else? Anything?
Yeah.
Oh,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
I wanted to get the
Thank you.
dirty.
Good night, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.